Number 4, I've never had much interest in hobbies, and Max says he's hobby heavy. Does he think something like that can be developed in someone who isn't into hobbies? He makes it look like a blast.
And that's a tough one because I'm not really sure. I think it all depends on your interest in being interested
That's a good way to say
and
it.
yeah, and your ability to pay attention for an extended period of time because when you're learning something new, let's say a hobby, man, it can be an absolute drag if you suck the first 4 times where you're not getting it.
Right.
Like let's say playing an instrument, I'm not getting it. It's very easy just to put it aside. So, if you pick something up, let's say an instrument, you've got to give it your best effort. You've got to stay on it and see some kind of improvement. I always say start small with a hobby. For instance, I don't know if this is a hobby or not, but it's great brain food as I'm sitting here looking at my chessboard. I think every house should be equipped with a chessboard
Got one.
because yeah, I mean, and you teach your kids young to play chess. If you don't know how, just look it up online. This is
Mm.
a chessboard. This is how you set it up. Here's some of the freaking basic rules. Man, that is great brain food. Man,
Yep.
when you start, because initially you're looking through a straw. You're living 6 inches in front of your face when you start playing.
Right.
But you get into it, even for a beginner, you're thinking 3 moves ahead.
Right.
And when you start thinking 3 moves ahead, everything in life becomes 3 moves ahead.
Yeah.
You're driving to the supermarket, you're thinking 3 moves ahead. Life becomes a chess match.
Right.
And it just becomes a way of life now. I mean, that's a hobby that's very productive. Drawing is another one, and most people suck at sketching. Suck at it. But if all you could draw is a stick figure, well, draw a stick figure.
Right.
And if you can't do that, relearn to write. Because Rebecca and I were doing this last week. We were writing in cursive.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing that last week. So just writing in cursive is a great way to exercise your brain. And writing is a hobby. The ability to put pen to paper and make it legible, and that could even be block printing. I'm not even talking calligraphy, which I love to do too. I love to do drawing calligraphy. And then if you want to challenge yourself, do it left-handed. Talk about brain food, man. But there's a lot of hobbies that are easy and can be productive, like photography.
Right.
Photography is a great one. Most of us don't even own a camera anymore because they're on our phone.
Right.
But basic photography is great because you have to think. And I'm talking basic photography. I'm not talking getting an SLR that does everything for you, but put it on manual. And a lot of you probably have them sitting at home.
Right.
An SLR camera, even if it's digital, and you just put it on manual or program. I mean, you put it on program or auto and let the camera work for you. Well, put that sucker on manual, figure out your aperture, your f-stop, your
Right.
shutter speed and all that. And now you've got a hobby, and it's not like you're wasting because I learned when it was film.
Right.
So, those 24 exposures were, man, you
Yeah.
were paying attention
Yep.
because shit costs money. Now
Yeah.
you could do 1,000 friggin' test snaps and it's going to cost you nothing.
Right.
So that's an easy hobby, and you probably have an SLR at home. It's just never been on the manual setting.
Right.
But yeah, I think that for somebody, because a lot of people, they look at mine and it's artsy fartsy.
Right.
It's drawing, it's gardening, and it's music, stuff like that. But there's a lot of them that require deep thought, math, like chess, photography, and we could all pick them up, and they could be productive because they're productive for your brain.
Brain.
It's all
Yeah.
brain.